Hey, welcome back to Squatting Quads. I wanted to do a very quick video today about Walleys Quarry. I took some footage of this a couple of years back, possibly in about 2001 when the main protests were all kicking off. I'll put the video up with a little bit of music on it, but since YouTube have told me that I've got to remove all the videos with music on, I've decided to re-edit this video and re-upload it with a talking head. So here I am. What is Walleys Quarry? Well, it initially wasn't a landfill until Red Industries took over in 2016. By April 2021, there was a growing anger at the stink emanating from the landfill as the company changed its name to Walleys Quarry Limited. As of 2021, more than 65,000 complaints had been made about the quarry and the overwhelming smell coming from it being unbearable. Even people living miles away began reporting to catch a whiff of the unpleasant odour. In September 2021, described as a David and Goliath case, the row drew attention at the perceived failings of the Environment Agency to properly regulate the site. 2 months later, the Court of Appeal set aside the ruling after the Environment Agency had argued the High Court overstepped the mark in achieving outcomes within a certain time scale. Protests outside the gate, the operator's former offices in Newcastle were held frequently during 2021 and 2022. Angry residents under the banner of Stop the Stink campaign lined the road to voice their fury and concerns over the health implications. In April 2023, one man glued his hands together at the gates in sheer desperation. Tensions reached boiling point in February 2022 when Newcastle MP Aaron Bell used his parliamentary privilege to voice concerns about toxic waste, including quantities of rat poison being dumped at the site. Walleys Quarry dismissed the claims as unfounded. 2023, 26 of the Stop the Stink campaigners were slapped with a court injunction banning their right to protest outside Walleys Quarry and the Newcastle offices. The group decided not to contest the ruling to avoid an expensive courtroom battle. Now, I thought in the UK we lived in a free speech democracy. Is free speech dead when a company with more money than the average Joe can come along, slap you with an injunction, and the only way that you can get your rights back to protest is to then contest an expensive court case, and if you lose it, you face financial ruin unless you're rich. Now, that's bad enough, but the current government are also talking about removing your European Court of Human rights. So your right to protest, as is covered with the Court of European Human Rights, so when this happens, you can then take this case back to court if you can afford it, or if you've got a lawyer who's happy to work on it for you. Once the current government removes us from the European Court of Human Rights, you can't do that anymore. So this country then, does that cease? Do we then cease to have any form of free speech in this country at all? That's the way it looks to me, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You know, Walleys Quarry is a bigger conundrum to go into than somebody like me has even a fraction of the background knowledge. But what scares me more is the fact that 26 people can have their rights to protest and their rights to free speech removed by a company purely because they've got more money than they have. Is that not scary? Do let me know in the comments.